there, Deep South gang. You've probably heard by now we have a possible tornado outbreak brewing for Saturday. For the first time since March 2022, the Storm Prediction Center has taken the unusual step of drawing a level 4 out of 5 red zone risk some 3 days in advance. Jackson, Hattiesburg, Mobile, Montgomery, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, all y'all have that level 4 out of 5, and we might even see a further upgrade down the road. So again, this is a pretty big deal. Surrounding that in the orange is a level 3 out of 5. That level 3 out of 5 enhanced covers New Orleans, Nashville, and Atlanta too. So anyone driving on Interstate 59, Interstate 20, Interstate 10, please stay weather aware. A lot of folks will see these storms. Significant tornadoes are possible, and we could be talking several EF2 plus tornadoes, maybe even stronger. Machine learning models have compared this forecast event to prior events in the past and said, hey, these prior events have spit out a good number of tornadoes, so that's why they're kind of sounding the alarm with this one. You see that bullseye, especially across the southern half of Mississippi, Alabama, and northeast Louisiana. The parameter space, the list of ingredients we have, are all supportive of strong tornadoes. But the question, in what way do those ingredients combine? We're not entirely sure yet, but we have another 24 hours to really figure that out. In the meantime, please follow me on all social media platforms for more critical information. MyRadar will be streaming throughout the event. I'll be here, Erica will be here, Mike will be here. We'll be with you every step of the way, but begin practicing and putting into place your severe weather plan now while the weather is still nice, so you're ready when it's time to use it. Now diving in, right now we got this little upper air disturbance in the Northeast Pacific. It's not doing too much yet, but it will strengthen. It's a bowling ball pocket of cold air, low pressure, and spin aloft, and it kind of dives southeast and pushes towards us as we head towards late Friday into early Saturday morning. Ahead of it, we're swirling north warm, humid air, so it's going to feel very soupy on Saturday before drier air arrives behind our system. That warm, humid air translates to instability or thunderstorm fuel, and there could be a lot of it. Storms will tap into that thunderstorm fuel and blossom along and ahead of our cold front. That cold front is our trigger. And these storms will be primed to rotate. At the surface, we have winds out of the due south or even south-southeast. But at 10,000 feet, they're more out of the southwest, and they're just screaming overhead at 10,000 feet. That's courtesy of this potent jet stream dip we call a trough that will be swinging overhead. So any storms that can grow tall enough to feel those changing winds with height will rotate, and given how much wind shear, changing wind there is, I dare say they'll be rotating quite a bit and producing potentially strong tornadoes. Now, given the ingredients, this could be a tornado outbreak, and I don't say that lightly, but there could also be some mitigating factors that we have to iron out. Let's discuss the uncertainties. Number 1, we're not quite sure yet exactly how much thunderstorm fuel will be available. The American GFS model says, yeah, there's going to be a lot of it, but the European model is a little more tepid and suggests less thunderstorm fuel. That's because the Euro thinks there could be some morning storms, say 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, that gobble up the early thunderstorm fuel and leave less fuel for storms in the afternoon, and those afternoon ones would be the ones that would produce tornadoes. And so with less afternoon fuel, the event might kind of downtrend a little bit. We're not sure yet, but it's something that could be a potential off-ramp from a higher-end severe weather or tornado outbreak. The other wild card, how quickly do we release our pent-up instability or thunderstorm fuel? We're not quite sure yet. You know, sometimes we get something called a cap, or a lid of warm air about a mile above the ground, and that squashes, suppresses thunderstorm fuel all day long until that fuel kind of breaks the cap explosively and you get some really intense thunderstorms. That's a key player in severe weather outbreaks. But one thing I'm noticing, a couple weather models are saying there won't be any cap at all, meaning nothing to sort of pace how much instability is released all at once, and subsequently, we might see all that instability kind of erupt simultaneously, a lot of storms blossom all at the same time and compete with one another, merge and get messy, cutting back on that tornado risk some. Again, that remains to be seen. So that's why I say, the headlines are scary. You're probably seeing scary social media posts, you're probably a little anxious. Understandably so, the atmosphere could be in a really bad mood on Saturday. But there are also some wild cards, so let's not panic yet. Let's all kind of iron out this uncertainty together, and by the time we get to late Friday, Saturday morning, we'll have a pretty good game plan as to what we need to do to stay safe as severe weather happens on Saturday.
Follow MyRadar on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Download MyRadar on iOS, Android, Amazon Alexa, and Windows.